As we begin to look at how to build scales, we're going to focus on what is common to all of them, and that's a pattern of a series of whole and half steps. So rather than looking at 12 different scales, we're simply looking at one different pattern of whole steps and half steps. Looking at them, we're going to build what we call a tetrachord, which is a series of whole and half steps in 4 notes. So we pick any key on the piano. So we'll start with a G in this case. We're going to go up a whole step, up a whole step, and up a half step. So once again, we pick a note. We'll take a G, up a whole step, up a whole step, and up a half step. We're going to find another tetrachord on the piano. In this case, we're going to start on a D, and we're going to build another tetrachord. So we have our starting note, up a whole step, and up a half step. Again, we start on our starting note, up a whole step, and up a half step. Why did I choose those two? Because they are a whole step apart. So looking at that again, we have our first tetrachord, up a whole step, and up a half step. Another tetrachord up a whole step from there, so we won't count that whole step just yet, but we go from there up a whole step, and up a half step. So we have our first major scale. Let's do that again on a different note. We're going to pick F sharp. So we're going to start the same fingering, up a whole step, and up a half step. And then when I start the right hand, we're going to go up a whole step from there. We're going to do our starting note, up a whole step, and up a half step. So playing that again. Again, the same pattern and using the same fingerings. We can do that starting on any other note. So let's try a different one. Let's go to E. We're going to pick our starting note, up a whole step, up a whole step. We're going to have that little whole step bridge in the middle, up a whole step, and up a half step. I think I said up a whole step on the last one, but we had that half step right there. So when we're looking at these, we can start on any note. So for this week, what I'd like you to do is pick every single key and start and try to build those whole step and half steps, or those scales using a series of whole step and half steps based on the tetrachords. Eventually, we'll start to replace those with the real fingerings for each one, but right now we just want to see what each scale looks like in common with one another with that series of whole steps and half steps. Have fun this week, and we'll see you soon.